Hey guys, Kimball here, back again with another replay analysis. This time we're with LzrShak. I believe we're in the champ ranks, doing some twos. I think Laser is an EU player, so there's definitely some playstyle differences. We're just going to go ahead and get right into it. I think the stuff I noticed was mostly defensive, which is interesting because the EU players I'm usually playing with are a little more defensive. So definitely look like there's some opportunity to improve on the defense fronts. So like on this play, there's like a weird kind of thing going on where your teammate whiffs. So that kind of throws a curveball into the play here. But you're mid and you're kind of creeping and you're kind of pushing at the same time, and you're kind of like hesitating a bit. I feel like this shows a little more in full speed. Like you kind of go, kind of not, and then kind of a bad challenge here. For this, like when my teammate is up in the corner like that, all the way pushed up, I try my best to not overextend and not, put myself in a position where if the opponents knock it over me, that they're either going to get a goal or, can mount some strong offensive pressure. So that's kind of what happens here is, your teammates all the way pushed up and you get kind of a decision-making, flaw here in your game. You go, kind of creep in for a challenge, but you're not quite there. So I think like if you're going to push in and challenge, then push in and challenge. That's the whole hesitation thing. Like whenever you hesitate, like it leaves an opportunity for your opponents to capitalize on it, and that's pretty much what happened here. So just like be careful of creeping in. I do that all the time myself, but creeping in and not committing to the challenge, committing to contest that ball really led to that that goal. Otherwise, like if you're not confident in it, just circle back. Like this guy's hit would be a super easy save if you were back on your side a bit. So just something to think about. Like commit to whatever you're doing, and watch out for creeping. Kickoff went really well for you guys. Your teammate pushed it up a bit, which is good. I think I should note, like at this point, that I think I saw Laser go on defense like maybe once in the entire match. So like maybe in this case, I don't think he did anything wrong. Going for the ball. I think Roja should have just kind of camped out in the net, really, because that's just basic rotation. And if Laser is coming back and gonna get a turn on the ball, which it looks like that's kind of how Laser is used to playing, and I'm guessing that Roja knows Laser's playstyle. It's just like a weird rotation thing happening there. Or you should have gone to net and your teammate should have came out. I'm assuming you're on voice comm, so that probably should have happened, communicated, but nothing results on it here. Just the overall point is, the rotational, or defensive, rotations. So just keeping that in mind. I didn't see a whole lot of defense on your, on Orange team this game, and I think you gave up some kind of silly goals because of that. Bit of a whiff on that aerial there. You get a nice hit towards their side. Rohan misses. You miss. Again, just like, if your teammate's all the way pushed up, just really be careful about pushing up after them because it leaves your side wide open. I know there's like some EU and a playstyle differences, so just something I'm noticing. Really nice goal by Roja here. They're kind of boxing out LzrShak And meanwhile, he gets a nice little pop over the opponent, which is a really good goal by him. Good kick off for your teammate there. Went right to him. Ooh, you guys kind of double committed there. Oh, that's rough. So on this, like, and I notice this a lot, and I think this is an EU playstyle difference thing, because I know like the EU people I play with do tend to turn on the ball on their way back, which is a bit more adaptive of a playstyle than what I'm used to. So, but you know, Roja is up here, and it looks like just kind of circling back on this, like for sure the game is 1-1. You're tied up. There's really no reason to be that aggressive, because being aggressive really comes at the cost of you know, taking risks. And so, you know, just kind of coming back instead of turning around here, just going back. Easiest save of your life. You know, you would have been way ahead of that to put that ball into the corner and send it back over onto their side. You wouldn't have known that Roja is going to get that, you know, own goal touch, but just a rotational thing again. Just defensive rotations are super important. I didn't see too much of them in your game. Like I said, I think I saw you on defense like, you know, 2 times, and one of them was the time you got the save here. That should be Roja's ball. Was almost a goal for him. Let's see what happened there. Oh, we're on him. Yeah, we're good. I'm just gonna back up a bit. Ah, just barely missed that shot. Good turn there. You know, your opponent was, or your teammate was all the way back, so I like that. That's one of those things where, like, you know, just tapping reverse right before you go for the aerial will just help kill some of that forward momentum. So you could, you know, put that right back squarely into the corner that kind of you're in right now. I don't know if you've ever seen that, like, you know, doing just tapping reverse before you take off really helps a lot, you know, with, you know, reducing some of that forward momentum that you have when you're, you know, supersonic and you take off for an aerial. Nice hit by your teammate. You came out for it, but you got beat. So like this, like, you see your teammate, you know, going up for this ball, and he kind of hits it to the side, but instead of, you know, circling back to the net, like for me on this, I'm, you know, using like 15 to 20 of that boost that you have and just hitting drift and turning around and getting on defense. But that's not really what happened. It looked like you're like kind of thinking about what to do with the ball or waiting for a pass or something. But damn, that was a very, very silly goal to just let, you know, in the champ ranks too, like to just let that kind of bounce in. Ugh. Just those defensive rotations, man. Just work on those if you can. I think Roja's playing the like majority of the defense, it would seem. Kind of chasing him for the demo, you don't get it, and you put yourself out of position there. You know, going for the demo. I think you're going for this guy? No. Okay, you can kind of see it though. Yeah, you're way out of position. You know, Roja should be contesting that ball like how he does. But you should, you know, be there backing him up in this case. Instead, you're, you know, you cut rotations, you're chasing guy over in the corner over there, midfield. Just again, just defensive rotations really, you know, backing your teammate up, you know, with whatever they're doing, and them backing you up with whatever you're doing. That's, you know, the whole defensive rotation deal there. Good turn there by you. You're going for it. I should be on you. Didn't get the touch, but that would have been a nice, you know, a nice touch to help you gain some offensive pressure. Funky. Look at that. Like, he hits the ball to the corner, and instead of going to the net and just watching for like silly shots like that, if I'm this guy, I just would have sent that into the goal right there. And that's literally the easiest shot that he completely screwed up. How easy that shot was, and no one there. And you for sure should have been on the net. Ugh. That's a tough shot. Close, though. Good pass by your teammate. That was just a little odd. You're like creeping up here like until you take off. So you're kind of like continuing to move forward while you figure out what's going on. Just something to be aware of, like creeping. Good touch there. Kind of catch him off guard a bit. Ooh, floating in space. Good catch there. That's something I didn't see a lot of either, is you know, dribbling or just maintaining possession. Let's watch this because this is beautiful, but you know, look for those opportunities to just bring the ball upfield. Both you guys. Nice goal. Really nice goal there. Great kickoff. Oh, so close. Your teammate nearly gets this. I don't know what happens here. Oh, he jumped late. Oh, should have been up just a little earlier because just sending that downwards is a pretty easy shot. Yeah, that sucks. Looks like they get a goal out of it too. Let's see what happens here. Okay, so your teammate goes sailing into the net. You see him bounce off the crossbar, and you continue to push up. Like, you gotta go back. Oh, and I know, like, you know, trying to pressure, but damn, it's 4-2. Oh. Yeah, so your teammate comes all the way out of the net and gets on defense before you. Just something to be aware of. Really, like, the defensive game is what led to your loss absolutely here. I'm going to mention something too. I don't remember where it was, so bear with me here. Go back. It might be after the first goal. It's after kickoff. Not that one. Not that one. Not that one. I think it's this one. No, not this one. Next one. Like that. Okay, so this is exactly what I'm trying to get to. If they're not going for kickoff, like, do something good with that. You know, you can kind of see that they're late here. And when you're going for kickoff, like, look at what your opponents are doing. That's really important. Because, like, on this one, for me, like I'm chipping this one onto the backboard and trying to catch that rebound with, a boost pad or two that's, on the other side of this ball. Or, sending it into the corner. But just kind of giving it right to him. A bit of a miss there. I should have mentioned this as the game, progressed, but I forgot, and my notes here reminded me. Yeah, I think just like, getting back on those rotations defensively will really help you out. And I think like what I noticed in the game too is like rushing in on the ball, but don't be afraid to wait for your opponent's touch. Like, you don't always need to be first. You don't always need to beat someone to the ball, especially if they're going to hit the ball poorly. So, banking on, you beating them with a 50-50 or, being first to the ball and winning a challenge, or, getting some kind of pass out of rushing them on the ball is not always the best tactic for, offensive pressure. I think like knowing when to be patient and knowing when to push is something that I think you can work on. We saw it in the very beginning of the game, with you kind of rushing or creeping in and then rushing in on the ball. That was a bit of an opportunity to, either push or be on defense, and just the decision making there could have helped you a lot. So yeah, man, I hope this helps. I don't know if defense has been something that you've struggled with in the past, or just that game, you felt like you could pressure that hard, but I definitely encourage you to go on defense a bit and, be a little more patient and watch those turns midfield as you're coming back, after, putting on offensive pressure and not getting a goal out of it and you're on your way back to the net. Be careful with those turns, especially if your teammate is pushed up onto their side of the field. That leads to an open side of your field where your net is wide open. So just don't let those easy goals go into your net if you can avoid it. Those cost you games, and it absolutely cost you that game. So I hope this is helpful. Let me know if you have any other questions. If not, I'll see you around later. Peace.